Hello everyone, it's Ukeme. You're welcome to today's episode of Pages Highlights. In today's episode, I'll be sharing a review of Scarred, written by Simi Joel. In Scarred the novel, the author Simi Joel dared to bring to light the issue of rape, but with a greater insight on the effect it has on the parents and caregivers of the victims, the healing for the victims. It also takes us through a rare case of memory triggers that makes a victim to actually question if they have been truly healed. Sometimes last year, a public figure in Nigeria came out open about how she was raped when she was a teenager. And the news was welcomed with various reactions, really different reactions from the public. We had stuff like, why didn't she speak up all these years? Why did it take her this long to come up and all of that? I think after reading Scarred the novel, I thoroughly comprehend why it is important for victims to speak out, and irrespective of how long the event may have taken place, and no matter how hard the memory of it may have been suppressed, it is very important for victims to be able to speak out without being judged. So a brief synopsis of the book. She quivered, fought, then screamed for help, but none came. When he was done with her, he threatened her not to tell a soul. This was her special birthday gift. At first, Tenny is only a woman working hard at her craft, doing good to others and looking forward to marriage. Then one afternoon, an innocent young girl walks into her office to tell a story. There the buried scars from Tenny's abusive past reopen. She's laden with the responsibility of helping the young girl and her family. But how can she find the strength to do so? Ranti, on the other hand, has it all. A comfortable family, a growing career, and a promotion ahead, until she loses someone there and reconnects with a former lover. Scarred is a novel that poignantly depicts the struggles of two women as they try to navigate life in the face of the changing landscapes of their lives. So the book follows two friends, Tenny and Ronti, who live together in their shared apartment in Lagos. While Tenny is a thriving fashion designer who also volunteers in an NGO and is also preparing for her wedding, Ronti, on the other hand, works in a corporate firm where she's looking forward to earning a promotion due to her hard work against the backdrop of office politics. But on this fateful Thursday, they both receive a news that's changed their life. So a young girl walks into Tenny's office and seeks for help on abuse. And this reminds Tenny of how she herself was abused when she was only 9 years old by two of her supposed uncles. Tenny's story instantly thrusts the readers into the realities of what a rape victim actually goes through emotionally and psychologically. And she was a counselor, but with this she also submitted herself to be counseled, and for the first time she opened up and told her story to someone, and this was the beginning of her healing. She also summoned the courage to open up completely to her fiancé, who never had any idea of all she had been through. Although he was perplexed that she never saw the need to tell him, but when she responded that she felt so ashamed of her past, he pulled back and looked into her eyes, wiping the tears that were now flowing down her face. My only wish right now is that you can see yourself the way I see you, even much more the way God sees you. He paused, his voice growing husky as he fought his own tears. I pray every day that God helps me to be the man that would constantly mirror his love. Reading this actually made me quite emotional. Through Tenny's healing, she was able to offer hope to the victim's family. On the same Thursday, Ronti, on the other hand, receives a shocking news of the loss of her mother and had to deal with the grief that comes with losing a loved one. However, this loss came with the disguised blessing of reuniting her family together again. Rosie abhors the fears of getting into another relationship because of her previous disappointment. She buries herself into her job and channels all her energy towards finishing a project that might guarantee her a promotion. But then she comes to terms with her past, and this was the beginning of her healing and acceptance of the genuine chance of a relationship with Jide. This was a beautiful story, and though it is a work of fiction, I think people can draw strength from the wisdom it offers. When I was writing the review, my thought was drawn to the increasing statistics of rape in the country. In Nigeria alone, over 700 rape cases were recorded in the year 2020 for both young boys and young girls. And for some of those young boys and girls, they never got a chance to tell their story as they died from the act. I love that the characters in the novel were properly developed, such that you could easily draw a parallel between them, and yet they were still sort of interconnected. The book also touches on another huge problem, which is the way in which parents receive the news of their kids being victims. For the parents in this book, the news was received with denial at first, but then, which I thought was really absurd, but then later with a feeling of guilt. And so Mr. Okay goes thus. The truth is, I was emotionally unavailable for her. So we both became unavailable for the kids, both physically and emotionally. Here we are today in this mess. So do you now understand why I need to fix this? It also offers advice to parents on how to steer unity and manage the situation. It's a lot to take in, but going forward, you both need to create time for one another, forgive each other of past hurts, and be open and honest with your truths. Offenses will come, but don't let it fester. Instead, talk about it, no matter how little it may be. You would also need to show unity more than ever so that your children would not grow to blame either of you. Be solid examples of parents and develop a trusting and open relationship with them from henceforth. It won't be easy, but you need to be deliberate about it. While you've started the medical checks for your son and the legal case against the perpetrator, it's important that you explore the psychological effects this incident has had also. I recommend a child and family psychologist to you. This story was really enlightening, and it was told in a beautiful way. And I'll definitely recommend this book to you. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up by clicking on the like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button and also the notification bell by the side so you receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. And lastly, please leave a comment. Let's have a conversation in the comment section. So bye bye. I'll see you again in another episode.